Welcome to Thinking is Contagious. Hope you had a good weekend, and we get ready to embark on the uh, the week of Joe Biden uh, being sworn in as President of the United States uh, for who knows how long a period of time, as Kamala Harris patiently waits her takeover. Uh, I have thought long and hard about what I want to say today because I think that it does a little bit, not a little bit, a lot. It contradicts what a lot that I've stood for and I stand for still. But I'm going to take a position that I normally wouldn't take, and that is I've criticized Biden for coming out, and I've critiqued for coming out and dividing the country after last week's debacle at the Capitol. I thought he should have come out and tried to smooth things over. Instead, what he did was throw fuel on the fire. Has incited, the same way he says Trump incited the rioters, he's incited the feeding frenzy from the left to impeach Trump. And I've gone into detail as to why that's happening. And no one's has convinced me that I'm off base with it. I'm fairly certain I'm pretty right on the money with it. But what I'm going to say is not unifying, it's not dividing, but it's how I feel. I really don't think that anyone that feels that this election was anything but a orchestrated effort to remove Donald Trump. Anyone who feels that for the last 4 years there's been an orchestrated, unified, bipartisan, the only thing that's been bipartisan for Trump's administration, attempt to remove him from office. Anyone who feels this way, anyone who feels that what the left has done in combination with the media and big tech to silence the defenses, the achievements, the accomplishments of who Donald Trump is and what he did, who the same venues, the same platforms that have silenced information that would have put at least, at the very minimum, questions into people's minds about Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, about Hillary Clinton, about Barack Obama, about James Comey. You've seen the information that's come out that's been declassified in Trump's final days. Is there any doubt who James Comey is? Is there any doubt who Adam Schiff, Jerry Nadler, Pelosi, the Democrats, the impeachment, Strzok? Is there any doubt who they are and what they did to get Donald Trump out of office, to overturn the 2016 election? If that's how you feel, if that's what you believe, I really don't think that any of us should watch the inauguration. I don't think any of us should listen to any of the rhetoric that's going to come out. And I quite candidly can tell you that since January 6th, when Joe Biden goes on the television, when Kamala Harris goes on the television, when Nancy Pelosi goes on, when any of them go on television, I mute it or I turn it off. I think we need to make that statement, and we need to let that statement be known. And I know I've told you that we need to wean away from these platforms that do not represent us. And I've told you that, with my effort with YouTube, and Um, I haven't pulled the trigger yet, and I don't know when I'm going to do it. I want to do it. I'm working hard, but I'm not being hypocritical when I tell you this. Um, I feel right now what I need to do is get the word out, and I feel that this is the best way for now. YouTube has been, of all the major medias, the most open to allowing discourse against the left. So um, I have made, tremendous cutbacks on the other platforms, like I've discussed, from selling stocks in companies that I really believe are the future of this country, um, to um, going the route of not following sports. I mean, anyone who knows me, since I've been 8 years old, I've been a fanatic, a sports fanatic. I mean, a Yankee fan, a Cowboy fan, a Knicks fan, a New York Rangers fan. I mean, I bled that star on the helmet. I bled the NY, the pinstripes. And I've stopped. I've given it up. I've been a fantasy baseball player for 35 years, for 33 years, since 1988. A fantasy baseball player, avid, a hardcore, um, private league that is very competitive with people who know what they're doing. Left it. Left it. So I am, making sacrifices. So I'm not asking you to make sacrifices without me making my sacrifices. But I do think we need to make a statement. I do think we need to unify. Do think we need to unite. I do think we need to bring the power and the strength of 75 million people to bear here. And that means that we need to slowly wean away from these platforms. You may not do it overnight completely, but you got to let them know you're there. You've got to let them know that you are a force to be reckoned with. Don't go to Marlins games. Don't go to Heat games. Do not pay for cable service for sports. What they stand for, and what they represent, every professional league at this point, what they stand for and what they represent is exactly what we do not condone. And their boisterous support of anti-American propaganda, we got to let them know that we won't take part in it. They can say it, they can do it, they can promote it all they want, because this is America, and they do have the right to say that they support Black Lives Matter, and they support Antifa, and they support free whatever and handouts, and they can say it, but we need to let them know that we don't agree with it. And the only way that we can let them know what our opinion is, what our thoughts are, is by retaliating and hitting them in the pocketbook. That's the only thing they understand, is the pocketbook. So I'm asking you to see where you can start cutting. I don't expect you to go cold turkey overnight, but I think let's get rid of Facebook. Let's definitely Twitter. I mean, if you heard what Dorsey said in that video, that the Trump thing was only the beginning, you gotta get off Twitter if you're on Twitter. There's absolutely no excuse for being on Twitter, in my opinion. Let's unite. Let's make our voices heard. Let's screw up those Nielsen ratings on Inauguration Day. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Tell your friends not to watch it. Don't support it. And let America know that there's more people out there that are opposed to what went down than there are people out there who are going to be celebrating Inauguration Day. Because I see Inauguration Day as the beginning of a battle to keep our heads above water, to tide over until we can get to the next election cycle and again express our feelings, our thoughts, and our concerns through our vote. And the next election cycle, when voting fraud, voter fraud, is not going to be something that's going to be easily undertaken. And it's not going to be something that many who participated in it this time around are going to be willing to do it again, because they're going to know that somebody's watching and they're going to get caught and they're going to go to jail. So what we got to do is weather the storm for the next 2 years. I am convinced that the midterms are going to see a vote in favor of fiscal responsibility after the next 2 years of spending like drunken sailors, tanking the value of the United States dollar, the currency. And people are going to panic. Inflation will rear its ugly head. Stock market will be slammed. Slammed. People are saying 2021 is going to be solid, it's going to be good in the stock market. I say after July or August, second quarter, end of the second quarter, middle of the third quarter, in that range, it's straight down. Straight down. I'm not saying it's 1929 down, but a 25% back off is, in my opinion, easy to see. Easy to see. So, and it's going to be a direct result of the policies implemented by Biden. China is where to put money, but it's dangerous. Very dangerous, because China is so corrupt. Nothing that comes out of there can you believe. If you want to see what investing in China is, if you're familiar with Luckin Coffee, check that out. Google that. And you'll see what investing in China means. So the China economy is going to take off. The China economy is going to take advantage of Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and cash in the IOUs and control them like they controlled Obama Biden, and how China grew exponentially their economy during the Obama reign. That's going to start again. And we are going to have to battle to maintain our position in the pecking order of world economies. The next 2 years are going to be rough. I'm hopeful on the midterm. I am positive on the presidential election in 2024. And what I said, I really believe. You're not seeing a Democrat or a Republican win in 2024. And let's make that our objective as well. We need to get someone in office that does not have ties to the swamp, does not have origins, and was not birthed in the swamp. And we need to get somebody in there via a third party that will look out for the interests of the American people. And I really believe that's going to happen. I really, really believe 2024 is going to happen. Same way I told you, and I haven't heard anybody say this, but I told you this quite a while ago. California is going to turn fiscally responsible and conservative. New York State is going to turn the same way. I read where in the city New York City, Trump won the vote over Biden, the city of New York, which makes sense to me. But the state's going to follow. And the best thing that happened to assure the thing gave me the most confidence that that is going to come down the pike, that New York will turn conservative, is Cuomo. Cuomo is one of the most disastrous, self-serving, narcissist, misinformed, lying, duplicitous, fake individuals I have ever seen. And his outrageousness in all those categories is what is going to bring New York to support what we stand for. All right, let's keep the faith, keep working, and don't watch that inauguration. Do not watch the inauguration, and let people know you're not watching the inauguration. Have a good day.